And now for something completely different. You know, I caught a video the other day. I don't know if it was Instagram or what, but this guy was making jokes about how if you're trying to homestead, it's perfect for people that are ADHD because you have to jump between different tasks all day. It's about 20 degrees outside, and I'm warming up the tire and trying to keep myself from freezing to death. Anyway, had a flat tire on a piece of equipment, and it's a split rim vehicle, and originally it was tubeless, and so the wheel halves designed to sit together like that, and then a lot of times from the factory they had an O-ring that would go in there that would seal them, and they stopped using split rims on vehicles in sometime in the mid-80s. Anyway, so the problem is that this wheel is bent enough that tubeless no longer works with it, and the valve stem hole is way over in the center of the rim, which wouldn't be too much of a problem except that the commonly available inner tube has the valve stem way out there on the side. And so I find myself out here, and well, anyway, I drilled a hole about 180 degrees off from where the original valve stem hole is, and now if we're lucky we'll put this thing together, and not only will it hold air, but it won't tweak the valve stem over at a really bad angle like that and cause it to go flat again. We'll see. Okay, so we got it back together, and you can see better at this angle how far in that factory valve stem hole was. And you can see where I put that one about halfway out and straight across from the other one. Not that this thing goes fast enough to have to worry about balance, but it's just nice. I mean, the right thing to do probably would have been to weld that up, but I just threw a piece of tape on the inside. I'll probably throw some silicone here on the outside just to help keep things from getting in there. But you can see, if you look at the gap around that wheel where the two wheel halves come together, you can see the gap even inside there. I'm guessing at some point somebody who owned this thing in the past probably ran the wheel with the wheel half bolts loose, and these guys as well. You can see that there's some cracks right here, so they probably ran it with everything loose, and it stressed it, cracked them, bent it, and now there's no way that's going to hold without an inner tube. So your options at that point become replace the wheel. What some folks will do is they'll take these apart and smear silicone in here and then bolt the wheel together, let it sit overnight, let the silicone dry, and then air the tire up. And that does work, but you better hope and pray that you never have to take that thing apart, because it's not going to be very fun if you do. So this keeps it serviceable because I can still pull the wheel apart. It'll still be easy to change the tire, which needs to be done anyway. But it's got a tube in it and it's holding air, so onward and upward, I guess. So a while ago, we decided to move ourselves into the realm of the mechanized homestead, and I picked up this old Yardman mainly because it had a 3-point hitch on it, which we talked about, but basically it's for hooking up and moving equipment. so you can gain some efficiency back through time. Well, kind of bit off a little bit more than we could chew in some respects. And being new to this space and not really knowing a whole hell of a lot, we ended up buying a piece of equipment that, while it works well, is smaller than what we thought it was. Not big enough to do the things that we wanted it to do. I had gone out and I had bought a 5-foot box blade, which was a lot uglier than most of them, but it was also a lot less expensive. And it turns out that was way too heavy for the yard man. But in my defense, the guy did tell me it was 4 foot when I bought it, so I got something a lot bigger than I thought I was getting. So I ended up cutting that one down and making it a 4 foot here. And unfortunately, 4 foot is still too heavy for the yard man. Now I can lift it, but you're only going in a straight line at that point. The front end doesn't have any purchase, so you can't really turn. Now, a lot of folks say, well, you know, you just need to put some weight on the front of it. Yeah, that would solve the problem. But at that point, we're into or above the capacity of the hydraulics for the equipment, which means it's really more than this thing is designed to do. So I figured we had a couple choices, one of which was try and sell the now cut down, super ugly 4-foot box blade, and see if somebody would give us our money back for it. Or figured we were going to have to, Cool. Anyway, I figured we were either going to have to sell it or we were going to have to upgrade our equipment. So we did a thing and we upgraded our equipment. Wow, there's another one. We went ahead and we upgraded our equipment. This is a late 70s, mid 70s Kubota 3-cylinder diesel, 4-speed transmission with high and low ranges. It's got a PTO on it, so we can use it for, I can get a post hole digger, put a hydraulic pump on it, do all kinds of stuff. I managed to already buy a dirt scoop for the back of it because this is a small tractor and it doesn't have a loader, but I still need to be able to move some dirt. So we'll probably get into this in greater detail. You will see it definitely in future videos. But yeah, so we did a thing. We've got significantly more capability with this tractor, and I mean, not that we really need everything that's probably capable of doing, but it'll allow us to use the box blade that we have. I've got a scoop on the back so I can drive into the compost, pick it up, haul it, move it where I need to. It will give us a lot more capability out here. So this little guy, while it was a good idea, it just wasn't quite big enough. We'll probably get it up for sale in the spring when things warm up. Give me a little bit of time to clean it up. And until then, see what happens.